What's up? What's up, everybody? Hope you guys are doing well. I'm almost to Rockland. I'm not too far away anyways, probably about 15 minutes or so, maybe 20 minutes, right outside of Auburn right now. The weather over here is it's rainy, and it's good. We need the rain, and the fires need the rain as well. And just wanted to have a continuation from the last one. I was kind of losing everybody there about the big picture. You know, I was starting to think about the big picture, and I was thinking about how can you make it go faster. So like when you think of the big picture, and I'm not going to be able, guys, while we're waiting for people, you can go ahead and say like where you're from or something like that right now. And also I want to say thank you for watching the replay if you're watching the replay. But I'm not going to be able to answer any questions or anything like that for you guys. I'm driving down the road, and obviously, you know, that could be dangerous. So not going to be able to do that. But definitely want to thank you for joining me. And my name's KarlSchuckert. I'm an entrepreneur. I specialize on online and offline marketing. I have a piece of software called Now Driven, which is a CRM for salespeople. My family owns a restaurant in Zephyr Cove. I also own an insurance agency, and I've got my fingers in a couple of other investments as well. So I'm a firm believer in at least five, minimum of 5 streams of income, and I've got a lot of knowledge that I want to share with people out there, and that's kind of the reason why I've got you on here. Second, yeah, you know, you got to start with one form of again, I can't really answer any questions, but you got to definitely start with one stream of income, and then think about how can you add a second, a third, and a fourth. But if you guys missed my earlier one where I talked about the big picture, and that's really what I wanted to just continue on this scope, was just to talk a little bit more about the big picture, because we take our eyes off the big picture, and sometimes in life we're afraid of looking forward, and we're constantly being held back by our past or something that happened in our past that's limiting us from believing in what we need to do to move forward. So that's what I wanted us to think about. I wanted to just have like an open discussion with you guys in reference to, yeah, thank you. Again, I'm going to try not to look at that, but definitely thanks for joining, Joe, and being a part of my scopes and some of my friends' scopes that are on here. So I know, and like Joe, I've been paying attention to your questions lately, and I like you, man. I like that you're putting yourself out there, and you're asking good, in-depth questions, because if the questions that you've asked me and some of the people that I've been with, where you've asked questions about being on the fence. I think you're on the fence right now, and you've got desire, you've got dreams, and you've got ideas and stuff like that. It sounds like you're ready to move it to the next level, and you're asking the right type of questions to be someone that's like that. So keep that up. And I think this big picture will definitely help you out. So what I was saying earlier before was to imagine the lifestyle that you want, that you could only dream about. Imagine getting there like in 2 to 5 years. Okay? So imagine don't imagine the steps, don't imagine any of that. Just imagine what it tastes like, what it feels like, what it smells like, what it sounds like, what you're looking at, who's around you, the people that are involved that are around you that you want to come with you. Because, gosh, I can tell you this, that being wealthy and rich and stuff like that, it's if you're by yourself, are you really lonely and rich? You know, what is your definition of success? Some people's definition of success, if you go to like Thailand or something like that, and you go to a little village and you ask them what's their definition of success, a lot of them are going to tell you that my family is with me, and that we have good food and we have a roof over our head. That's it. That's their definition of success. Now, I'm not saying to limit yourself to think like that, but I am saying that your own definition of success could be different things. You could be wealthy and rich, but if you have no one to share it with, does it really matter? So that's still part of your big picture, right? You got to think of that big picture if you're looking forward 2 years. So if you get a minute today, and I said this earlier today, if you've already done it, it's fine. But if you get a minute today, I want you to think forward. I want you to think 2 years from now. I want you to think 5 years from now.
and even 10 years from now. And I want you to just maybe jot it down, write it down, what you see yourself, what it smells like, what it tastes like, what you see, who is with you, what kind of home you're in, everything. I want you to really think about that stuff. And then I want you to reverse engineer it. So I want you to look forward, and then I want you to reverse engineer it. So you gotta break things down to like the ridiculous. Like if you owned a big corporation, what did you do to get yourself in that position? But looking backwards, if you started your own software company, imagine where that software is in, like my software, where's my software going to be in 2 years from now? What got me into those situations? And then just start reverse engineering it to the ridiculous on what little tiny successes you could have every single day in order to achieve those. So if you could, like, everything is in sales. That's all we talk about. Like in most of my periscopes, we talk a lot about sales because that's my background. And that's what a lot of my friends and people that I'm involved with's background is all about, is sales. So if you can reverse engineer what kind of sales, and now you may not like be the person that's the best salesperson, and that's okay. You can get training, you can train yourself to be good at sales, or you can hire people that are already good at sales. You could hire a team of people that are already good at sales, and then you could get them on board to your vision, and then get them behind them and get the belief for them to drive the company. And maybe all you do is provide motivation. Maybe all you do is you provide support. Maybe all you do is you do sales, or you do technical ends of it. Maybe you're a developer. You know, that's why I see a lot of developer and salespeople partnerships are really good, because a lot of developers, they don't want to be in sales. Even though we talk about everybody's in sales, they've already sold themselves that they don't want to be in sales. So that's why they took the job to be a developer, and that's okay. But that's why I've seen some really good key partnerships between people that are technical and people that are sales-like, or even sales technically, or that can just dumb things down so that they can sell it. So remember what I just said. Now I'm going to take it even a step further. We were talking about the big picture. So knowing your big picture and then not taking your mind and your eye off of it, even if you've already got a big picture. Now I want you to think like 10x, like what Grant Cardone is always talking about, the 10x rule. What a lot of our friends are talking about, the 10x rule. I want you to think about how could you do it in less time? Because what you can do in 1 year, you can do in 5 years. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen in my own life. In fact, the last 2 years, we've been able to achieve things I never thought I could achieve, and probably would have taken me longer and longer if I would have held myself back. But what happened is I put myself into a tight squeeze to where I had to do it. I had no choice but to do it. So think about it. Like if you put yourself in if it was life or death, okay? If you had a 5-year plan and you said, this in 5 years, this is my big picture, this is what I want, this is the house I want, these are the cars I want to have 2 kids, I want to have a beautiful family, I want to have a vacation, a $10,000 vacation every single year, I want to have all these things, I want to do it in 2 years, okay? What if it was life or death? Even though it's to do something that is for you and that you are capable of achieving in 2 years, what if it was life or death? What if your family, okay, here's an analogy. Let's say you had a sandbag full of sand, a bag full of sand, and you had to walk that bag of sand across your city, okay, for no reason, okay? Someone just said, here, you need to walk this. Well, you're going to say, what the heck? I'm not going to do this. I don't want to walk a piece of sand all the way, a bag of 30-pound or 40 or 50-pound bag of sand across the desert or across my city. I have no reason for it. We have no purpose for it. But when you have a big vision and you have a big picture of what you want, then you have some sort of passion and you have a reason why, or a why you're going to do it. Now let's take and change that situation or that scenario. We're going to flip it around on you. Let's say it was your kid and she or he was sick and it was life or death. She had to make it across the city and you had no vehicle to do it. You had to do it by holding the kid and walking them across the city, and that was the only way you knew you could save their lives. Yeah, we're talking about the big picture. Sorry, I really can't answer too many questions here. The best thing you could do if you liked what I'm talking about is just heart it up, swipe over, and share to other people. I'm driving down the road. I apologize, but I just want to be safe. So like I was saying earlier, I was talking about holding that sandbag across the town. The same thing. Same thing goes with the scenario with your kids, right? Your passion has changed. The reasoning why you're doing it is completely changed. All right, now let's talk about another analogy that I use when we're talking about putting yourself in a pinch to get things done sooner, because you can get them done sooner. Now, earlier, like we did too, this is a continuation of a different pod or a different Periscope. If you missed the other one, go watch the replay. Basically, it was just a little way to get you started on thinking about the big picture. Now that we've got some people thinking about their big picture, we're talking about how we could speed that up. So if we could speed that up to like what we were saying was a 2-year, a 5-year, and a 10-year idea, how could we do what we would do in 2 years and 1 year, and how we could do what we would do in 5 years and 2 years. And it can be done if it's life or death. So if it's life or death, you can do it, right? The biggest motivator, in fact, in life sometimes can be traumatic experiences. But why would traumatic experiences be what makes you do what you should do? Why does it take something of that level to get you to provide energy to go towards something? Why? Yeah, that's the thing too. Is your picture big enough? Because maybe your picture's small. Maybe your picture's too small. Maybe your picture's not worth it enough for you to get up early out of bed and go to work and start hammering away, chiseling away at what you really want in life. Maybe it is. I don't know. That's something you got to ask yourself. Is it worth it? Is it big enough? Is it worth it? Is it big enough? And the other thing is that start getting used to asking yourself tough questions, because your subconscious mind will find the answers to these toughest questions that you have. Just start asking them yourself over and over again. Like for instance, today I was driving through Incline Village, and in Incline Village, there's $40 million houses. There's probably $100 million houses that you can't see, but I'm looking directly at anywhere from probably $2 million to $40 million houses. I can't own a $40 million house right now, but what I'm thinking to myself is, how did that one person do it? Left turn. We're not racing NASCAR. We are driving down the freeway. I'm actually heading, those that don't know me, my name's KarlSchuckert. I'm an online and offline marketer. I'm a sales trainer and coach. I own a software development company. We actually developed a piece of software called Now Driven that keeps salespeople focused on what they need to do and keeps them in front of people. We also have other pieces of software that we built. Yeah, dude, I'm driving to the gay bar, man. Anyway, so that's okay. Hey, whatever you think I want to drive, thanks for the energy, man. Thanks for coming on, popping on, and giving me some energy. So anyway, let's let the wherever your body goes, the energy flows. It's a famous Tony Robbins topic. So I was driving through that neighborhood, and I'm thinking and I'm asking myself the questions, right? Like, how did that person do it? If they can do it, I can do it. If they can do it, I can do it. If I want that $40 million house, how could I put myself in the position to get that $40 million house? And I'm going to get there. I will get there. Mark my words. I'm telling myself in my mind, and I'm committing to it. I'm committing to it. I'm also committing myself to doing 100 Periscopes. Regardless of what happens, regardless if I don't get a lot of hearts or shares or whatever, I don't care. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to be focusing on 100. I hope to have a bunch of haters. Because guess what? Haters give me energy. Actually, I flip that energy. I did a Periscope earlier about that, is where I actually take people's negative energy and I flip it. I've learned how to do this a long time ago, where I could actually take people's energy and turn it into a fire. Okay, it's a burning desire fire from within. So I love it, man. It's like getting in the ring, man. You're gonna have one guy that wants to kill you right there, and you have another guy. Or you could look at it like this: there's two ways to knock down there's two ways to build the tallest building. One way is through blood, sweat, and tears and build the tallest building. The other way is to knock all of them down, right? Besides the one you keep up. So I'm the guy that's going to be blood, sweat, and tears all the way through, thin in and thin out. That's just how I am. I believe in relentless force, baby. It's all about being relentless and going after what you want. But, you got to be sensible. You got to remember that everybody's got emotions and stuff like that that's keeping them going. So to get back onto topic, and also knowing that I'm getting closer. And maybe Chris, maybe you're watching, I don't know, but I'm getting closer, man. We'll see you soon. Lucky 5 joined. What's up, Lucky 5? So I'm driving down the road. I can't really talk too much, but I definitely hope that this is helping you out. the big picture, man. Stick your mind on the big picture, and then once you're completely clear about what that big picture is, make it a life or death situation for you to get there, and run on that desire, man. You gotta go for it. You gotta make it happen. You gotta believe in yourself. You gotta ask yourself the toughest questions you possibly can, so that way your mind can conceive and achieve it. All right. This is KarlSchuckert for another fantastic Periscope. And for those guys that are definitely following this, I love you. Make sure you share it. Make sure you get hearted up, man. If you wanted me to continue to do this, I would love to continue to do this. It's only going to help me continue to get myself out of my own comfort zone and help you get yourself out of your comfort zone as well, because I'm big about life on design, and I'm big time about helping other people. So let's keep it going, guys. Keep the fire going. Keep it going for the day. This is Tuesday, kind of just a motivational talk. Every single Tuesday, I come down to Chris Records' office down in Rockland, and basically he's one of my mentors, and I help him with some of his product launches. I've seen quite a few product launches with him, and he's getting ready to launch a thing called the 8K per day launch. It's a sick launch. I got to see everything about it. If you're interested in launching products or becoming an affiliate marketer, it's going to be a solid product. So that's a little plug for him. And some things that I do getting ready while I'm driving down there, I'm always trying to expand my knowledge. So one way that you can expand your knowledge is to read books. But I don't like reading books. I do read them often, but I don't like it. What I like to do is I like driving down the road and turning it into the road of the university. So what I do is I have an account with Audible, and sometimes I increase it, sometimes I decrease it, or I buy books when they do deals. They do deals all the time. But you'll get like 1 credit per month for like $15 a month. I'll get a book every single month, but I usually buy like a couple extra ones. I'll buy like 3 or 4 books a month, and every time I'm driving down the road, I'm listening to the books. I'm listening to 10X Rule right now for the second time, only because that book got me so fired up the first time I listened to it. I knew that I needed to hear it again. And so I'm in a point in my life where I need to hear it again. I've got a few other books I've been listening to, but I'm in a point where I'm like, I want to hear this again. Like I want to know, like, why is success my duty, my obligation, my responsibility? I need to remind myself why it is. I need to remind myself on why I'm retreating from some of the things that I know I can do. And it's the same thing with you guys. It's just because of how we've been conditioned growing up. That's what's holding us back. And instead of living in our past, we're thinking about the big picture, right? So we're looking forward and we're thinking about what is that big picture, and then getting super clear on that big picture, because once you're clear on that big picture, your subconscious mind will find a way. You'll find answers to those toughest questions, and you will find a way. And the other thing that's really good about that book I'm reading right now is about, no matter how bad your problems are, your problems aren't big enough. Your problems aren't big enough. Do you think billionaires, for them to become a billionaire, do you think that they had hard problems? They didn't. They had huge problems. They weren't hard, they were huge problems, but they looked at them differently. So if there's anything you took out of here, I hope you took, there's tons and tons of golden nuggets. I'm going to continue to share the love. Just share me, man. Share me, share the hearts, share the love, and get out there, get out of your comfort zone. I challenge you today to do 2 things. Get out of your comfort zone, and also get incredibly clear with your big picture. And then think about, 3 things, and then think about how you can 10X it. You could do it in half the time. All right, guys? I'm actually just here. I'm at Marysville exit right now, so I'm going to let you go. We'll probably have some more Periscopes today. Just depends. I know Chris sent me a text that we got a lot of things going on today, so we will see you.